Can I ask a quick question before we do any kind of recap?
Yeah.
Have anyone had a chance to have a read through the homebrew that I was suggesting before? I have added the extra spells to my character, but if people have objections, I can take them away. Just wanted to see what people thought.
Yeah.
I read through it and I didn't find anything that struck me as an issue.
Hmm.
I don't know if anyone else had a chance to or not.
I just looked at the
Yeah,
star magic area. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, same.
If the boss is all right with it, then it's all right with me.
Yay!
All right.
So yeah,
Spells
I've got
spells
those on
passed.
mine.
Of course, we
Yeah,
do reserve rights to change our minds if something
of course. Yeah,
seems funky. But I know that's you guys
of
are all
course.
really flexible and
On second thought,
You know that homebrew monk class we have. We need to we need to revisit that.
Oh man.
Eyes on you,
Deny
Chang.
one, deny
Eyes on
them
you.
all.
Yes. Do it. Do it.
Anything else we need to discuss before we kick things off today?
Oh wait, I think call lightning, and maybe I'll take that one. Sounds
Hmm.
pretty awesome.
That
Yeah.
is a pretty handy spell, actually.
Oh yeah.
Plus, sort of thematic.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, have at it.
Okay. Okay. So last session I titled "Vibe Checks and Drive-by Flailings" because it seemed appropriate. We resumed on probably day 21. Post-combat with a member of the Maidens called Halnil, tagging along with us. We climbed onto the rooftops of the district and were escorted safely towards the stronghold of Gorm. The followers of Gorm let us in and, surprisingly, seemed to have formed a respectful friendship with the Maidens. They're weary of Magnus because new, but their doubts are reduced by Adriel's intervention. Magnus provides some respite for the dying in the medical tent, while Adriel rallies some conscripts. Lunara attempts to find our were-at friends and successfully scries on them, but it seems like they're hunkering down and not really capable of getting involved. We visit Var Sharpshield and update him on what's happening, which causes a big old morale boost for the followers when they discover we've captured Zargon. We then decide to try and get the Uzmagarans to come to a negotiating table, send our maiden follower with a follower of Gorm to go and talk to them. Meanwhile, we go to the mushroom fields to try and rescue Pandora's group and turn the tide of battle fully in our favor. After a little bit of travel, we make it to break the siege on the maidens and find out they've summoned 2 hook horrors. Big yay. Thanks to some decent teamwork, we pick them apart, killing one of them with a critical chromatic orb from Adriel, while Wei captures the remaining one. Pandora and Lunara have their little meet cute. They hug and we update her on what's happening in the city. Pandora's going to stay to keep the area controlled. Lunara kisses her on the cheek and tells her to stay safe before we head back to the Gorm stronghold. It seems like the battle's quieted down in the city, although the Temple of Zargon has caught fire, which, I mean, what's the worst that could possibly happen in this enclosed cave? Like, that'll be fine, right? Nothing's going to go wrong there. While we were away, our emissaries were able to get those Megarans to come to the table, and the conscripts Adriel enlisted were instrumental in burning the Temple of Zargon. Peace talks ensue. We managed to get, well, before we talk, we get some information about the leader of the Uzmagarans. The usual song and dance ensues at the start of the peace talks, much to our chagrin. After some argument, we get her to agree on a ceasefire and form a council with the other leaders. Big success. We end the session there and level up.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So, I'm going to bring you over to the Lost City. And yeah, you guys are currently in a bit of peacetime, in theory. You have negotiated for the 2 children of the leader of the Magi to go and stay with the other 2 factions to act as hostages isn't quite the right word, although it's the right feeling.
Wards. I think it's
Wards.
is the
Yes.
technical, yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Just to kind of ensure good behavior, considering they were the ones who betrayed the other 2 last time. And with that, things start to settle down a little bit. There is an immediate ceasefire called, And at this point, it seems as though the cultists of Zargon have figured out that Zargon is no more, and their resistance is dwindling quickly. So I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to plan and decide what you want to do from here while I run down and see if my coffee has finally actually been brewed. So I'll be back in 30.
Yeah, I believe we were talking about taking a down day. Or at least that's what was suggested at the end of last session. Have a chance to rest, regroup, do anything we've missed out on before we head back and clean up the mess on the that we accidentally created in the overworld. Any other suggestions?
That works for me. I don't really know what your guys' next course of action is.
That is a question, actually. Like, what do you have anything? Do you have a mission you need to accomplish? Anything you'd tell us as a group about that you want to do?
Right now, he's pretty much just following you guys around. You guys seem to know what's going on down here, so.
Okay. Because I mean, I think Lunara would try and find some time to actually talk to Magnus and be like what brought you to here? Like, how did you get to down here? Like, you went through the desert and you went through the pyramid, but like, why? How? When?
Where do you kind of have this conversation with Magnus out of interest?
I don't know, probably try and pull you to one side, I guess, if she got the impression that you might be secretive about it. She's just a little curious, like, not. There's no, if you kind of look at her carefully, this isn't like suspicious. She's just curious as hell.
Yeah, I mean, Magnus would, kind of take a look over his shoulder, make sure there wasn't anybody within eavesdropping range, and just look at you and be like, I don't know how much you know about what's going on, but something's not right up top. And I was sent down here to figure out if something down here happened to cause things to be not right up top.
Right. What is happening up top? What isn't right? Exactly.
So let me get the details for you real quick. How's your coffee?
It's delicious.
Good.
Did I give you details, or are you asking me for details? I forget.
I'm asking you for details because
I don't think I gave you anything massive because I didn't know. Let's go into secrets. Actually,
sure.
I don't want the rest of the players to know everything you know yet.
Suspicious.
What could be happening up top? Are we talking about like art, like up top, or just the pyramid up top?
I'm thinking up top, like the whole world. But considering how not long ago we grabbed this thing, he got here real quickly.
Yeah.
Have you added the bonus spells to your sheet already?
I just
because they're not choosy spells. You just have them.
Oh, is that how this works?
Yeah, you just have them. They don't count against the number of spells you can know. You just have them.
So all the ones under storm spells, fog cloud now. Okay.
Yep. Up to the levels you meet the requirements for.
Awesome.
Yeah, minor pure utility. There's hardly anything damage wise on my list. Well, up to the levels I've got anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right, let's turn that TV off.
Sorry how long that took, guys. I had
Yeah, no worries.
the dog got stuck in the cord. It was a whole thing.
It wasn't that long.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't that long. Don't worry.
Yeah, so he'll kind of look at you and put an arm around your shoulder, bring you in kind of close, and says, "Look, I'm part of an ancient secret society, and for over 900 years we guarded this city. We're sworn to do anything and everything in our power to stop an ancient being from being reborn into the world above. And well, now the seal seems to have been broken, and I need to try and find a way to make it not broken."
Who is this
Oh.
ancient being?
About that, I think we know what happened. Yeah. So
I'm gonna go out on a limb and just assume y'all are the ones who broke it.
yeah, that would be accurate. You know how we captured Zargon in the little Pokeball thing?
Yes.
The Pokeball was occupied when we well, okay, no, we didn't realize the Pokeball was occupied when we found it. But in picking it up off of the like dais thing it was standing on, it emptied itself for some weird fucking stupid reason. Like, who designs a thing that empties itself when you pick it up? Like not our fault. Anyone could have done that. But yeah. So we decided, well, since we were here and since this place was going to shit, we would capture Zargon in the Pokeball and then try and find a solution once we had that resolved. But yes, kind of responsible.
Okay. Well, that was sort of my assumption when I saw you guys for the first time, and hence why I've been tailing you. Thanks for the help, though, by the way.
You're welcome. But yeah, we do need to try and find out how to put whatever that creature was away. It was the fuck, what was it called? The fuck was it? I had that in my notes somewhere.
The name of. Are you talking about the name
The
of
thing-
the creature that you
Yeah, the thing that
freed?
we kept, the thing that we freed. It was one
his
of the, like-
name is-
Calathar.
One of the things that was like
Yeah.
Calatharius or something like that. Yeah, one of the things that was responsible for the ruin of this place. Yeah. Yeah, we had a lead on someone back at the town, the other side of the desert, who might be able to tell us more about the guy that made it, and might be able to help us find more articles from him that might give us a way of resealing the creature.
So, I mean, you guys found one of those. You know that there are 5 more, yeah?
Did not know that. That's what I was hoping to find out.
Yeah, so my guess is when you remove that one from the plinth, it broke the seal and they caused the rest of them to become empty. They were all being used in conjunction to hold Calatharius.
Fuck. Okay. So we'd have to use all 5 of them again to hold him?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I was sent down here to
'Cause
find out what changed. I now know
yeah.
what's changed, and I think our next best course of action is to find somebody who knows what the hell to do next.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
And in the meantime, keep anybody from breaking that gem that you already have.
Yeah, we don't know what would happen if it was broken. I don't want to find out.
At this point, Magnus definitely pulls out one of the cigarettes and offers you one.
Linara shakes her head, but kind of appreciatively.
This is probably one of the ones from like the pack that you guys gave him.
Yeah,
He shakes one out,
probably
sparks it, and
extremely
goes,
old.
"Oh, what the hell? Is this clove?" Oh, well, whatever.
So what's happening on the top side as a result of our actions?
Honestly, not a lot of overt things before I came down. Like I said, the group I work for, well, my master, he said he heard laughter.
Yep,
That
that was
nobody
part
else
of it.
could hear. So he requested, more ordered, that I come down here and figure out what was going on.
Mm-hmm. What is the name of your group?
It's Hivzat Al-Khatam.
Can I history see if I know anything of that in relation to
Absolutely.
the city? Would I be doing that with advantage or normal?
I think that would be yeah, we'll give you advantage on that. You're
Okay.
tied to the city.
That is a 24.
Nice. You have heard of them. You thought they were long extinct.
Mhm.
Hissat Alkam, it translates to Keepers of the Seal.
Okay.
And you are aware that they showed up at the very end of the Sinodicean era. They weren't there before that.
Mhm.
And they're kind of more of a Western group, kind of like, think Knights Templar
Okay.
style organization. Very covert, very cloak and dagger, and basically disappeared from history for a long time. So hearing this name and that there's still an active group, it's like hearing that, you know, the person that's walking down the street with you is actually a Knight Templar.
Mhm. I think Linara will be very surprised hearing that name and like, wait, no, they disappeared at the end of just after the Sinodicean era. What? How are you? Huh?
That's what they wanted everybody to think. If you guys disappear, people stop looking eventually.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that all tracks. This place has been weird as hell. Why wouldn't a secret society still exist to protect this place? So like how did you get here in time? Because like there was only about a day from us freeing Caltharius to you turning up.
There was omens and signs from
Oh,
my
it was
master.
going to happen. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's been the oh, what's the word that I'm looking for? A portent,
Portents.
basically, saying
Uh-huh.
that this would happen about 1,000 years. A great evil would be released. A lot of people stopped believing, but
I got
Again,
no
can I
back.
history to see if I know
Sure.
see if I've seen that but heard about those portents. History 16.
You have no idea. You've never heard of anything
Okay.
like that before.
Okay, they stayed out of the history books really well. Yeah, okay. Do you have anyone in mind that might know more about what to do next? Like your master, maybe? Or
That was going to be my first stop, but you guys said you might know somebody who might have some information.
who did we have? Who did we have? We had someone on the splash screen. I can't remember who we suggested.
Yeah, so he was a Martech scholar. His name is.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it written down here. He's in Brelazar.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
can
So
tell
yeah,
you
we'll try and do
his
both, I guess.
Okay, so I guess my question to you guys is, what do you have down here that you would like to continue to do, or are you ready to leave?
So Gorm would have went and talked to Var Sharpshield while they're, I guess, having their conversation.
Gorm, do you mean Adriel?
Adriel.
Yeah,
I love that you're
wow.
already calling yourself the god's name. You're not even blah blah anymore. You're just like, no, I am the god. Yeah, sure. So Gorm goes and talks to Var Sharpshield.
So yeah, when I see him, I would just say, Var Sharpshield, come, and summon him over to me.
He comes immediately. Yes, blah blah.
It has been too long since people have forgotten to live in the name of Gorm, and you must become my trusted disciple to spread the word.
I have dedicated my life to Gorm for a very long time, and I will continue to do so.
It is time to spread your borders.
Yes, we will convince the rest of the people here that Gorm is the overgod, the true god, and that Madurara and Usmagaris are lesser gods in his care.
You can not worry about them. Leave them in peace. But we do have a treaty. I want you to go to the surface and spread the word of Gorm.
To the surface, the overworld.
Yes.
And you can see he's sort of like thinking about it. And can I have an insight check from you, please?
Okay. Uh-oh. 10.
10. Okay. He still seems a bit puzzled about the idea of an overworld, although he seems to be sort of coming around to that idea. You're not entirely sure how he would react up on the surface, but he at least seems to be able to consider the fact that there is a surface. So
I guess I would see his little confusion. I say, I welcome you to the overworld.
I will send people to. I am needed here, but I will send people to the overworld to spread the word of Gorm.
And when followers come, you will build a new city, one above.
A city of Gorm. Above
Yes.
this city. Yes. Yes, we will do so.
You will also accept all those seeking my teachings, women and men.
Wait, women? Are you... I suppose they can stay in the kitchens and
They
clean
will be
things.
equals.
What?
This is the word of Gorm. It is time we grew.
I do not mean to question you,
Then
Blublam,
do
but
not.
does women really? I
I think they have proven themselves today in this war. The ones that joined us and fought.
very Well, if this is your wish, this is your wish.
This is my wish. You'll be known as the Prophet Var Sharpshield.
As you wish, my lord.
All right, yeah. And I kind of give him the nod. And is there anything else you wish before we leave?
I wish for peace for my people. I wish to. No, I don't. I wish for war. I wish for fighting and strong arms and all that kind of thing. Hoo ha!
And this is why you must spread the word and grow, for you will build a mighty army for a coming war.
I will build a mighty army. Yes, yes, Bloodlam. I will do so.
Right. And then I give him another nod and I walk out very authoritatively.
Yes, Magnus, that is correct. Authoritative. How do you walk out authoritatively?
I don't know, like my head out. Just...
Awesome. I love it.
God, he walks in such a straight line.
That's pretty good. I was picturing the McGregor walk.
Oh god. Okay, so we've got some orders for the followers of Gorm. Chang, what about you? What are you doing while all this is happening? Do you have anyone you wish to speak with, or any orders you wish to give, or?
No, he's a lawful good character, but he hates everybody down here. Absolutely everybody. Well, Gorm, they're all right. They're kind of weird. They're kind of like weird frat bros, but everybody else is kind of insufferable in one way or another. We'd rather just go back up to the surface, finally breathe some putrid air anymore. Proper open air, clean. Even if it's at the desert.
Okay. So Wei is sort of super anxious to get back to the surface, it sounds like. Wei, as you're kind of like waiting for the others while they're all, just doing things with all the crazy different factions that are down here, you notice that the followers of Zorgon at this point have really seemed to you see them like taking off their masks and putting on like regular Cynodician masks, or some of them are going unmasked. And they're acting a little bit more normally now. There's less, drawing in their own blood on the walls, and a more like going grocery shopping. Things seem to be settling down with them somewhat. It's not perfect yet, but things are sort of rebalancing and reshuffling.
If that's the case, I like to say I'm just outside, just on a bench, sitting on a bench somewhere, just waiting for everybody else to finish with their little clandestine operations, talking to each other, whispering in secrets, just sort of man spreading, arms resting on top of the bench and everything, just chilling out.
Can you make me an insight check, please?
Sure. I am decent at those. Only a 10.
Okay. Then I'm going to leave it at that. What about Magnus? Is there anything you want to do down here?
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. No, probably not. He's anxious to get back up top unless there's some sort of reverie going on now that people aren't at war.
It doesn't really seem to be. Tensions are still fairly high. So it's less of like a party and more just, everyone's on guard. There's still like people posted and keeping an eye on one another. You get the sense it's going to be a while before things calm down to the point where people feel that they can relax. And so at this point, it's just tense down here. It's also
Magnus is like
very smoky.
95% sure that everything's gonna fall back to chaos the second we leave, but he's fine with it. He literally couldn't care less with what happens to this city.
Awesome. And Lunara, anything else that you want to do while you're down here?
Lunara wants to catch back up with Pandora once she's not posted anymore.
Sure. So yeah, you guys have rested the night, obviously,
Mhm.
and Pandora comes back with her team the following day after the peace talks are finished.
Mhm.
And yeah, she actually seeks you out when she gets back.
Yay.
And she says, "You did it."
Yeah. No one's more surprised than me.
I'm not surprised. I knew you'd do it.
Thank you. So, what will you do now? What's your...
I'm gonna help the maidens. I'm gonna make sure that this peace sticks.
Yay, good. I'm glad. We want that to stay.
Are you leaving?
We do have some business to attend to in the overworld. I'm intending on coming back once that's done. Like, this has been... Learning about this place and studying this place has been my entire life's work. So now that I've actually managed to get in here, you're gonna have to, like, throw me out if you want me to leave.
She, like, great big grin. And she says, "Right, well then, I'll see you when you get back."
Yeah, definitely will.
Yeah, she looks absolutely just like thrilled that you're gonna stay, and she says, "Well, I'll make sure that there's a place for you at the stronghold when you're ready to stay."
Thank you. That's really appreciated. I'm just trying to see what Lunara has. I think Lunara would give her just like a little handful of those purple crystals that she found as like a memento, keepsakey type thing.
She takes them and she says, "I'll keep these somewhere safe."
Good.
And yeah, she gives you a hug and a little kiss on the cheek and says,
Yay.
"I'll see you when you get back. Don't be too long."
Yeah. Try not to. We'll definitely try not to. Okay.
Okay. Anyone else have anything they want to do in the city before we head on back to the surface? Oh my god, back to the surface. Okay, I'll take that as a no.
I assume before this all broke out, I assume we sent our dwarf friend back up to the surface.
Oh, I forgot he came down with you, Strogak.
Yeah, he came down with us, and just as everything had fallen
all hell
apart,
had broken loose. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? He probably would have been. It wouldn't have been safe for him to travel back alone, so he's probably in the stronghold of Gorm.
Sure.
With you.
Okay.
I'm so glad you remembered that you brought him down. I completely, in my headcanon, he was still on the surface digging things up.
Yeah, I saw that when I was looking through my notes the other day. I was like, oh wait, he's down here with us still. Oops.
Oops. Misplaced another NPC.
Oh, not again. It keeps happening. He fell down the back of the sofa again. We need to be more careful.
Yeah, so he would be at the stronghold of Gorm, so he will be happy to come up with you guys. Actually, no, I think he's gonna want to stay.
Okay.
Why would he want to leave? He wants to stay and study the city.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so I think he'll stay here. And my other question is, how do you guys want to get back? Are you going to go up through the pyramid, or are you going to go out through the way that Magnus has indicated he knows how to get?
If you've got a smarter way for us to get back there, I'd love to see it. We do have we have our means of getting across the desert back up top side, so probably worth getting back to that if we can.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to take you guys the way I came in. Don't know if it's smarter.
Okay.
Never took the other way, but
we'll give it a shot. I mean, this way will hopefully not involve us nearly dying trying to climb up and down a pyramid. So, Believe me, the pyramid was the worst first boss of this campaign.
Like the sides of the pyramid, not even the
Yeah.
inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh,
looked pretty steep, not gonna lie.
I thought I was gonna kill the party in session 2. Yeah, so you guys head out through a tunnel. I believe we decided that it came out in the wastelands over in this region here.
We're on a different map.
We're on a different map, yeah.
We're on the
What?
city
You're
map.
not on? Yeah. That's.
I think
the
you're on the
wasteland.
GM
Oh, I mean-
layer.
Yeah, you're on the GM layer then. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay. Over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Quick thing before we go, actually, Lenara will ask Strogak if he has any messages or any like correspondence he wants to take back to town, while we're on our way there.
He says, no, but don't tell anyone that we've found the city yet. I want to get a paper
Sure.
written so that
Okay.
we can publish first. So just keep it on the DL for now.
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna have to talk to the Martech scholar.
That's
whose
fine.
name I've completely forgotten, but like we'll try and keep it relatively low. That yes, we found the city.
Excellent. Yes,
Okay,
that's
can do.
exactly what we
And-
need. Just keep it quiet until we get the paper published.
Yeah.
Well, you
Sure.
better hurry up, because we're not going to stay down here forever.
Yeah.
Do we need to
Let's head back
resupply on anything before we start crossing that desert again?
Yeah. Let's definitely make sure we've got enough supplies for the desert, enough water, and so on. Hopefully, at least enough to get to the oasis.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, obviously there's a big lake in here that you can refill all your water skins at.
I also
Um,
have create or destroy water.
Oh, that's
Also
good to hear.
prepared.
Okay.
So-
Also, you have a cleric.
Mm.
Is it
and
clean
then-
water down
It's
here? It
it-
looks like a little
basically you take one droplet that's good clean water, and I can make a bunch of it.
No, I
No,
mean like
the
down-
lake water he's asking about.
Yeah, I'm talking
Oh.
about down here. It looks a little stagnant. You know? I don't think there's.
Yeah, I mean it has an
it's-
island called the
Yeah.
Island of Death in the middle of it.
I don't see any
know what that water-
runoffs or anything. You know, so like sewage.
Yeah.
it's actually
I don't want cholera.
fairly clean. These two, if you go here, where letter H, these are actually tunnels, underground water channels.
Oh, okay.
That feed into it, and then obviously on the other side there's a chasm that is filled over here that goes
Yeah.
out, and that continues. That doesn't dead end. It just sort of goes underground, or more underground, I guess. But the water here it's very, very deep. It is very, very. It's probably quite cloudy from the. It's not. It's like think. Groundwater has a lot of minerals in it, so
Sure.
it's not unhealthy to drink, but it's like it probably has a kind of a bit of a chalky taste to it. But
Okay.
it's serviceable.
Okay. I suggest we try and make sure we've got food as well. Get rations or
Yeah,
traveling
and
food as best we can.
the followers of Gorm are more than happy to give Blublam a bunch of rations for you all. There's dried mushrooms. There is, they've got like kind of creatures down here that they use for meat as well. So you've got like a whole, and they dry it and make jerky and that kind of stuff. So you've got rations. Again, not fantastic, but they're road rations. They're
Yeah, we'll
is
get.
what it is.
It took us 10 days to get here, so I suggest
That's
we
correct.
get like 14 or 15 days of
I
rations.
say dried
Just gonna say that.
mushrooms. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes, we dry the mushrooms, and I can show you the process if you like. We cook them very, very slowly over the fire so that they sort of shrivel, and then if you add them to the water afterwards, they reconstitute. And
Yeah,
they're-
I know, but it's a bit.
I
odd as
think-
odd as a rock.
As confused as you'd be, I think both Lunar and Strogak are like fascinating and taking like big notes. And
I mean, I know about rehydrating
Lodging away in
mushrooms,
it.
but they're hard as a rock. But you
Yep.
have to rehydrate, and it takes like at least an hour. It
Yeah.
takes a little while. But
well, I mean, if all you've got is mushrooms, you kind of have to go to the effort to make them edible.
well, try to introduce
Magnets?
tomatoes or something down there. Oh.
Oh, you know what else there would be? Would be like a
Gherkins.
version of hardtack.
Mhm.
Because there is a mushroom down here that they grind up to make bread.
Flower mushrooms. Mushrooms all the way
Okay.
down.
Yeah,
So, but it's like
in real life me would hate it there.
it's like hardtack, but it has like a very earthy, mushroomy flavor.
What kind? Well, the most important thing is what kind of mushroom. So we're talking button, like tasteless button mushrooms, or we're talking something like shiitake. That's very, very flavorful.
I think
Very
so.
pungent.
The flower ones are I think they're called Trillimac, or is that the no, Trillimac is the ones that have wood stems. They're a fairly mild taste, and they're got a slightly woody stem that is ground into flour. I forget what they're called.
Okay.
Mhm.
I guess a week down
Magnus
in
is gonna try and trade
corn.
for some sort of cook pot before we leave.
Try to trade for some sort of what? Sorry.
Some sort of cook pot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can grab some cooking gear down here, like a basic. What are they called? Billy pots?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that would work. He's basically looking for something to hold the water should he have to use create or destroy water. It
Perfect.
has to be
Yeah.
an open container.
So those kind of like stacking pots with like the removable handle kind of thing. They've got a little kit like that you can take.
Perfect.
There you go. Blue stalk is the name of the mushroom. Okay, so having kitted up with some weird but edible rations, I guess, is the kindest word to use for them. You guys head through a very small cavern system. You actually are in the upper levels of the Underdark. And this branches off into a pretty massive cave system that goes really deep underground. Fortunately, Magnus seems to know the way thanks to the teachings of his order. And so he is able to take you quite quickly to the surface. It's probably only maybe a half a day, no, probably even less. It's probably only a couple of hours walk to get back to the surface from through this route. However, there are a lot of twists and turns. There are a lot of branches to this tunnel, and traveling this way, not knowing the way, would be very dangerous. You could see how you could very easily just take one wrong turn and end up wandering the Underdark for the very short rest of your life.
Wait, I got it covered. I have chalk.
Are you gonna chalk mark all the walls and
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
After
Also-
watching you do it like once or twice, Magnus would probably just say like, I'd really appreciate if you didn't do that. Keeping this path quiet might benefit us and the city.
It would be a lot safer for the city, wouldn't it? Actually, in hindsight, you don't want something from the Underdark following those chalk marks and finding the lost city. That would be bad.
On the topic of the safety of the city, I'm going to turn to Lunara and just say, I'm not sure that paper can happen.
Deep, exasperated sigh, and I'll
Fair.
just rub it off with the sleeve of my shirt.
That is a conversation you'll have to have with Strogak. He seems obviously he can't get anything out of the city at the moment. It's a conversation we'll have to have with him when we come back.
It's just, the city was isolated, quiet. You guys showed up, and now we have to stop some world-destroying evil.
I said I was sorry.
It's just, so that's what a group of, 4 of you did? I'm concerned what the grand
actually, there were 3
populace
of
would
us.
manage.
There were 3 of us at the point that we ruined everything, which I'm sure should be more impressive.
It certainly gives me pause.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Do not worry. The followers of Gorm will protect the city. And I just keep walking.
Magnus just mumbles to himself, "Could barely protect them damn selves."
Yeah.
All right, so
I-
you guys.
Can I
Sorry, go ahead.
Can I say I took a few pamphlets or books of the teachings of Gorm with me? Well,
Oh god, he's gonna be a missionary.
Sure,
Oh god, here we
absolutely.
go.
No, just in
We
case
just-
I need them.
Oh boy.
You know, not all of us have to survive the journey across the desert.
Accidents can happen. That's very true.
It's like in New York. He's
Wow.
gonna
Wow,
stand at a
people.
street corner with a bunch of books.
Thought we were friends.
I
I thought you were my disciples.
Oh no, that isn't the case. That is definitely not the case.
Anyways, onwards and upwards, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I guess he's not here anymore. Get rid of him. Maybe back to the ruin. Oh, that's not the right music. Stop. I don't think I have music set up for this one. Okay, so let me pull Magnus out here.
And Moth. Oh,
And-
there I am. Okay. I was like wondering
Yeah.
where I was.
You were there. You were just on the far edge of the map. I think you were at that point sitting on the pyramid,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
sulking about something. So when you guys get back to the surface, you actually are not far away from your campsite. You can see it in the distance, and so it's a very short walk over to it. You kind of come up next to a sort of like a broken stone pillar, and there's a little bit of a rock entrance. You kind of have to crawl through the actual entrance bit, and so you're pretty confident that this secret way in will remain secret for now, as long as you don't, mark it with chalk or put up any flags or anything like that. When you get back to the campsite, all looks well. It doesn't look like any more goblins have come out and done anything concerning. Strawgat's work is still here, the tent, the wagon, and the camels, and everyone looks to be in good health. I believe you have 2 camels remaining after the incidents. So yeah, I guess you just sort of pack up your stuff and head on off into the desert. Is that correct?
Lunara would make sure that Strogak's notes get packed up and put safely in her bag.
Sure.
And obviously pack up our area. Maybe like destroy the tents that the goblins had if they still had them here.
Okay, we can get rid of those, absolutely.
And then obviously pack up our tent and make a move.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to do before we head on out of here?
Take a big, deep breath of fresh air. Feel the sun on my skin.
My dad has actually done a little bit of spelunking. He used to do a lot of climbing in his day, and he often talks about. He doesn't often talk about, but when he does talk about spelunking, the one thing that he always brings up is like how sweet and fresh the air smells when you get back to the surface.
Can imagine.
Like you can just even before you hit the surface, just smelling that fresh air coming in. He said it's just like incredible. So I imagine as you guys are kind of getting to there, you guys have been underground for a long time. Magnus not so long, although long enough. But the rest of you've been underground for a long time, and I imagine it's that like when you start to get to that point where you're just getting to, you can start to see the sunlight and you can smell that fresh air coming in. It must be incredible.
The wind through our hair. That warm, nice and dry desert wind.
We've been in and out of the let's see, it's day 23 now. We've been underground for all but about a day of the last 14. So yeah, they're probably A big improvement.
Yeah, massive improvement.
Yeah, I take a big
Magnus
deep
probably
breath.
his eyes and goes, "Has the sun always been that damn bright? Jesus."
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm not from here, but that took me some getting used to. As soon
Yeah.
as you get back to the surface, you notice that Lunara like puts on some like welding goggles, essentially, like a small, made for her frame, like maybe like a child's welding goggles, just to cover her eyes.
Yes, it's always been this bright, and it is absolutely beautiful. Can't get enough. I live in the mountains. At least I do now. At least I do. Oh, I used to. Anyways,
Time of
Pebble
day is
time.
it?
It is. I'm gonna say it's fairly early in the day. Perfect time to start actually traveling.
Yeah.
Make tracks while the sun is shining.
Yeah, let's do that. And we'll do what we usually do and camp for the hottest part of the day,
Yeah.
because otherwise we are just going to die. And usual method of having quote scouting. Just running like a
Running
5-mile
ahead.
corridor. Yep, running
Awesome.
ahead, running around, just keeping an eye.
Okay, sounds great. I am having some token issues. I'm just updating things right now.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I'm having people's hit points have not updated on their tokens until I like take health away and put it back. It's kind of weird.
Mm.
-2. And then 8. Okay. So Magnus hasn't done any traveling with us, so let me set the scene for you here a little bit. I guess Stargak isn't with you, so we'll put him on the GM layer. Okay, so you guys start to travel through the desert. This part of the desert is very much what you think of as a stereotypical desert. It is nothing but sand dunes here. As far as the eye can see, there is very little in the way of land, and it's quite difficult going. You have a couple of days' journey to get to the main road. And when I say road, I use that term very loosely. More of a packed down bit of sand that is commonly traveled by wagons going through this region. Traveling on the road means it makes it a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier with the cart, and it is a lot easier on your legs as well. Although the camels don't seem to have any trouble navigating these sand dunes, they're kind of built for it. It is again stereotypical desert, very very hot in the heat of the day, and then it gets quite cool at night. And so you fall back on your what you had learned in the past about the best ways to travel, thanks to Adriel's knowledge. And that is traveling sort of in the early part of the day, kind of having an afternoon rest time, and then traveling in the evening as it starts to cool off, and then having sort of another sort of shorter rest. So you're not going to get your typical long rest that you normally think of in D&D terms, but we are going to consider nighttime your long rest period.
Sure.
And so yeah, the travel begins, and your first day's journey is fairly uneventful. It's a little bit weird, to be honest. You have had so much going on for so long. To just spend a day walking feels a little bit weird. You've been in danger for a lot of the time that you've been out here. It has been trap after monster after trap after horrendous breaking the world incident. So it probably feels a little bit weird, maybe a little bit of It probably takes your characters a little while to stop looking over their shoulder every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You've definitely been changed by your time in the pyramid. And I don't know if it feels good or bad to walk away from that, but it's definitely a big change for everyone. And so because we haven't done this in a while, let's do a little bit of a character check-in. So just sort of tell me how your character is sort of coping with the current situation, plans that they might have about, what's coming up, just kind of what's going on in their heads. And then, anything else that you want to declare or do as you're traveling. What is your character like to travel with during this section? We're not going to spend a huge amount of time traveling because I don't think it's interesting to spend too much time just in the travel portions of the game. So we're going to start moving travel on a little bit more. So we will be doing this kind of thing where you guys can describe what happens to your character in the journey to me, and then we'll kind of go from there. So who would like to kick things off?
I want to ask a question real quick.
Yeah.
We're walking?
Well, you've got the wagon to ride in, you've got the camels, and you've got two camels. One can ride, and the other one is pulling the cart.
Yep.
So it's up to you if you're in the cart or walking. You're probably walking for a portion of the day at least.
I was picturing Adriel, right? Staring again, like he was before.
Sure, absolutely. Okay.
So, why not just hitch both camels to the wagon instead? Since we lost a few of them.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I don't want. Because I was thinking like walking in the desert. Yeah, I don't think so. Magnus and his armor will cook up. He would cook alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense. So we got
spending-
kind of
yeah.
Adriel driving, and then probably the rest of you then in the back with the two camels pulling.
I'm setting up front in case he gets us lost again.
I didn't get us lost. I got us there. What are you talking about?
Barely.
There's no point in any point where we thought we were lost because we wouldn't have known.
I don't know. Adriel kind of you were just kind of doing that mystical shaman
And
bit.
he's still doing it now. You see him playing with the wind around him. That's what he's doing as he's
throwing sand in the wind. Like it's this way. Like I don't think. Like Wade's not super educated, but I don't think that's how you that's how you pathfind. Yeah, he's sitting up front too. Just of course, also just in case we get waylaid. We can quickly jump to action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so Adriel, he's really enjoying feeling the sun on his face. So although he's staring, he's just like kind of looking straight up in the air with his eyes closed.
Adriel,
absorbing the sun.
Eins at 10 and 2. Eins at 10 and 2.
And if there's any kind of breezes, you'll notice he'll like try to almost grab the breeze and maybe like turn it around and have it blow the other way using his new storm guy. Like he's practicing this. So
cool.
Yeah. So if there's any breezes you notice, it might stop and just start blowing one way or another, wherever way he points. Yeah, and he's just really, and he's more focused on being out in nature again and feeling the nature around him than actually steering.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one hand on the reins just in case he just starts moving us in circles. Adriel, snap back to it. Sorry, I got a toothpick in my mouth.
Have faith that I know where to go. I've gotten us to the city. I can bring us where we need to go.
Yeah, but you can't really do that when you're looking up at the sky, can you? Or look forward.
He has no. He just kind of looks at you and just gives you a face. He has no response to that.
Well, just eyes on the roads, mate. All right. You can gaze at the sky when we're taking a break.
He laughs. Of course, my friend.
Yeah.
He goes right back to doing what he was doing.
Awesome.
His head just like slowly on a swivel, just like goes back up to the sky. Okay. We're gonna keep holding on to the reins. What am I? Just have just one hand. Make sure to keep it
Yeah.
steady.
Amazing. So you got the backseat driver and the human fan up front there. What are Lenara and Magnus too?
Lenara she's going to be sat in the back. She's a lot more subdued since we left the city.
Mm.
She's obviously leaving quite a bit behind. She will be like reading her notes that they found so far, reading through the notes that Strogax made, and occasionally checking in with Quoth as he's doing his scouting around them. But she's quiet. She's not really engaging much. You can tell that she's not that happy right now.
Mm.
Like she's going to do this because that's what we have to do, but she's not happy to be leaving the city.
Awesome. Okay. And how about Magnus?
Magnus, every day at the start of each day, he'll use the Vigilant Blessing on Way, just in case something pops off. He has advantage on the initiative.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome.
but the rest of the time, he's just kind of laying down in the back of the cart. He's probably rolling a medallion back and forth across one hand, and he's wearing one of the pots as a helmet. He puts it on his head, and every once in a while he takes it off and casts Ray of Frost on it and puts it back on.
Oh, that's clever.
That is clever. Nice.
And yeah, that's pretty much how he spends his time.
Okay.
Yeah, metal doesn't breathe.
No. Luckily he's got his like tabard over most of the metal, so the light gray kind of helps abate some of the sun on direct metal, but
So probably on about your third day in the desert, you see something in the distance. At first, you can't tell what it is. It's probably Quoth probably sort of sees it and draws it to your attention.
Yeah.
And it's you realize that this thing that you're seeing is not small like you initially first thought. It's actually massive and just quite far away. It is humanoid, and it looks like it has wings on its back, and that is about all you can tell from this distance.
That's in the direction we're traveling? Like we're heading towards it?
No, you are not traveling towards it. It
Okay.
is further on in the desert.
So we're traveling like perpendicular to it, or
Yeah.
okay.
sorry, from that I'm inferring that it's heading to the same point we are.
It's really hard to tell right now. You've just caught a glimpse of it. You can't tell if it's moving or which direction it's moving in. It doesn't seem to be like purposefully walking anywhere from what you can.
I suggest a wide berth.
Do you want to send Quoth to
Yes,
investigate?
seconded. About as far as I can get is 5 miles for Quoth. And I can't really see through his eyes at 5 miles, so I can't see it for myself.
He can describe it to you though, right?
Yeah, so yeah, he could describe it to me. So yeah, I'll send Quoth to about the edge of his range to have a look. And get up
Okay.
high, get 5 miles away from us, and then come back.
Quoth comes back and Quoth is shook.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to describe it. I'm going to show you a picture because I spent a lot of time finding the right picture for this. That didn't work.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's Satan.
Well, that's new and terrifying.
Well, we were told that crazy monsters were released. Perhaps that is one.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
Lunara, from your knowledge, that is Calatharius.
Ah, fucking hell. Yeah, I relate that. Like that's Calatharius. Fuck.
Well, good thing we have a god traveling with us.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Gorm will protect us, right?
Or
at least he
have
can-
faith.
Adriel's other proficiency.
You can be
It just says
you can
other
be a speed
proficiency.
bump.
I was trying to find a place
Yeah.
to put resistances that I have.
Oh, I see.
I just don't know.
I would put them as a trait. Put them in the trait box, or the features and traits box on the right hand side.
Yeah, that's where I guess I'll just leave them there.
Okay, so getting a glimpse of this creature in the background, you do the wise thing. You take a wide berth, and you continue. The creature moves away from you, and after probably 10 minutes, you're no longer able to see it. You don't know where it's going or what its plans are, but it seems to be here.
Aren't we supposed to stop it?
Right. I mean, yes,
Do you have
but
a
we
means
can't do
to
it head
stop
on.
it?
We fight it, of course.
After you, we'll
But leave us the cart so that we can catch
Yeah.
up to you once you're done slaughtering it.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Things pretty big.
You can show us all how it's done.
We have to have faith that we are here to defeat it.
Yeah, I don't think it's something we're going to be able to defeat like head on at this point. I think we need to find a way to defeat it. So research first.
For once, I'm inclined to agree with the bookworm.
Holy shit, what day is it?
Yeah, that thing's massive, mate. Bigger than
Mm.
bigger than Zargon, would you say, Kirsty?
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, it's bigger than Zargon. And he almost ate me for breakfast. If we don't remember. In fact, he almost ate all of us for breakfast.
He made a spirited attempt.
I'm really like you can tell I really want to go and fight it, but I guess he will give in if that is what everyone believes is the way.
I think if we go head on right now, we will just be another casualty.
Yeah.
Not even sure you could call it a casualty at that point. It's just
Victim.
It
suicide.
would be ash in the wind.
Mm.
Just to put it in perspective, right? There's 4 of us. He's about 400 of us in size alone. Right, because his cock is probably taller than me. It's probably taller than Magnus back there, and he's a bleeding big bastard.
Oh, leave a way to put it in perspective.
I mage hand some sand in the air and see which way it blows.
away from the creature you just saw.
Okay, so I say, I believe you are correct.
So with that, I think this is a good time for us to take our break. So let's take 10 minutes right now. We'll meet back at 25 past. I realize it's a little bit early, but this is definitely the best point.
It seems like a good narrative point, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So let's take 10 now. We'll pick up at 25 after, and we will continue with you guys getting to the city of Brelazar.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. See you guys in a little bit.
yeah, ready to continue our journey in the desert. So you guys do find the road. Adriel is able to bring you back. Questionable questionable sand throwing practices aside. um, and yeah, it's a pretty I don't know if uneventful is quite the right word, but it's certainly not as eventful as your initial um, travel there. No one tries to
that is good to
assassinate
hear.
you, and yeah, you know, it goes better. But as you were traveling one day on the road, uh, Quoth, Quoth sees something in the distance. These three creatures that are moving towards you, and they are moving towards you fast. And you
Okay.
barely have time to prepare before we roll initiative. The creatures that are coming up on you are sort of like a
Oh,
horrible hyena type thing. Actually, I have to read you the description of this creature because it is amazing. They're called Lucrata. A Lucrata is what you would get if you took the head of a giant badger, the legs of a deer, and the body of a large hyena, then put them together and reanimated them with demon ichor without bothering to try and cover up the stench of death.
thanks. I
How
hate
many
it.
legs? How many legs?
4.
Okay, so it's not the deer from underground, apparently.
Okay, we've ruled out that these guys being the deer. That's good to know.
So let's everybody roll some in it, and let's hit things.
Oh,
And
not a bad set of initiatives.
way you used your advantage thanks to wow, I don't know what the
Magnus?
heck's going on there.
Hmm.
Yes, thanks to Magnus.
Oh, sure. Try it again. Nope. Stays in 18.
Stays at 18. Sounds good.
Leu. Lucrata.
Okay. So, wait, these things are running. They are running fast. They are catching up with the wagon. What do you do?
Let's see. Guesstimate how far they are. Pretty far. Are we stopped or are we still moving?
I would say you're probably moving fairly slowly. I don't think the wagon has a high top speed.
All
Oh,
right,
by the way, I meant to give everyone inspiration for your stories
Oh.
while traveling, so make sure you add that to your sheet.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna spend a key point to activate my my little range boost, my little ghost range boost for now.
Okay.
That's the bonus. That's my bonus action. And for my action, I'll just take a shot with the lead one on my short bow.
Sure.
Short bow is 80, so this is disadvantage, unfortunately. Oh no, just in range. Just barely in range.
That's
Up to
convenient.
14.
A 14 is a hit.
Yay. Or 10.
Oh, nice damage. Yeah, your arrow goes whizzing towards it, hits it in the shoulder. The creature stumbles a little bit and then keeps running.
Okay. I'm gonna stay on the wagon. I'm gonna if Adriel didn't notice it, I say, Adriel, we've got company in the back. And I'm gonna end my turn. And the end turn macro doesn't work. I forgot.
I think the API just crashed. Hang on.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, because it's not showing the damage on my creature either. Let me just
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna reset the sandbox. Just give me a minute here. Oh yeah, I had all kinds
Good
of
to see
errors
that
there.
some things don't change on Roll20.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I did notice that we got the resizing scroll bar thing back.
Yes, I was so happy when I saw that. I just logged on last night. It was there, and I literally cheered. I use it all the time.
Mhm.
Okay, it seems to be back now. Can you end your turn? Does it work? Hey,
yeah.
okay, cool. Magnus.
Oh, noticing that nobody's hopped off the cart yet, Magnus is not going to be the first to jump off and be left behind. So it's just going to stay there, readies his shield, and with the other hand, sprinkles some water on the other three and casts Bless on them.
Ah, the betrayal. Oh, sorry. I'm so.
Not yet. Not yet.
Uh...
And that's going to be my turn.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, my Lucrota gets to go. And they've got. These guys are fast. I'm gonna get to there. And then I'm gonna run up to here.
Oh boy.
And my turn. Lunara.
Okay, seeing the thing suddenly right next to her, Lunara like pushes some of the canvas of the wagon out of the way. And could I get a template, please? Actually, no, I don't think I need a template because it's just one of them in range. She is going to cast Rhymes Binding Ice in kind of this direction.
Cool. Okay.
She just I think she takes like a swig from her canteen and then like breathes it out like she's a fire breather. But instead of obviously turning to fire, it just like freezes in the air and smashes and settles around him. So let's
Cool.
put that on the chat. That's not great damage, but fingers crossed it'll do something. So Constitution save.
Alright. Con save for my dude. DC 15 is correct.
Yep. So that's a failure.
Oh, and he fails. So he will take 7 points of cold damage.
7 points of cold damage,
I
and
assume
yep.
hindered
He
by
gets
ice
like
conditions
covered
for-
in ice.
Awesome.
So yeah, his movement speed is now 0.
Cool. I'm gonna put a little. I don't know. We'll call it a little booty thing. on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what am I gonna do? I don't think I have a bonus action I want to do. I'm gonna send Quoth though. Hang on, he's underneath me. There we go. Gonna send Quoth like. Let me just double check his movement speed. That was 25. 50, cool. Further out that way. And then that is my turn.
Cool.
So let me... Done. There we go.
Okay. My next Lucrata is also gonna take the dash. And he's gonna go here. Actually, maybe just one away. Right there. Adriel.
Oh boy. I will twin a spell by using 1 sorcery point.
Okay, so I will let you know, because you're the driver,
Yeah.
if you use your action to twin a spell, the cart's going to come to a halt. Which these guys are much faster than your cart, so
Yeah,
that's
so
not
it's-
necessarily a
yeah,
bad thing, but
it's-
just so you are aware.
Yeah, they're moving so fast. I don't think we can outrun them.
Protect the camels.
Definitely not. Yep, protect the camels. Priority 1.
So I will, yeah, I will shoot a chromatic orb at both of them.
Okay, the two that are side by your...
Yes, on both sides of
okay.
us. Yep. First one on the right, 18.
18 is a hit. Or 19, I guess, thanks to Bless.
Mhm.
14 lightning damage.
14 lightning, nice.
The one on the left. Another 18.
Hey.
21.
21, yeah. Ooh, 24
Ooh.
lightning
Oh,
damage.
nice hit.
Triple eights! Look at that. That's awesome.
Wow.
Well, that hurt. I mean, what does that look like? That's a hard hit.
Yeah, just massive bolts of an energy lightning ball, I guess.
Badass.
But they don't look that hurt. They took those blasts pretty well, so Adriel has a little caution on his face. Can't really go anywhere, so I guess that ends my turn.
The guy who wanted to take on the massive creature with the bat wings is is
Yeah.
cautious
no,
now.
like cautious, like in a spirit, like, oh, I need to use stronger spells next time, kind of thing. More magic. He didn't think they were that weak or that strong. I think he underestimates everything.
Cocky. I think the word you're looking for is cocky. All right, Wei, you're up.
Okay. Let's just start hitting, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm at range, so I'm just gonna hit this guy at range.
Okay.
Let's see, 1, 2. I'm assuming those hits.
Sorry,
Yep.
yes, those both hit. I was reading the freeze spell. I was trying to figure out what I needed to do to try and break free. Both of those hit. Go ahead and roll up your damage.
8.
For 18.
So I want to make one a stunning strike.
You
Do
tell
I?
me.
I'll one of them. Yeah, I'll do one.
Okay.
Just one.
And that's con save, right?
Yep. 13 DC 13. Oh boy.
You succeed.
Natural 15. That's okay. That's okay. I have a key fuel empowered. No, key fuel attack. So I can use my weapon attack again.
Hey,
One
another
more
hit.
time. Or 11.
Nice. He's looking really rough.
Good damage.
All right. Protect. I did say protect the camels. Protect Barbara and
Mhm.
Ginny. Right, that's what I named them. Come chase me. Come chase me. Come on. Come on, boy.
He's definitely going to use his opportunity attack there.
Oh, no, I hit him.
It's not.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I didn't even hit him. I just, as long as you attempt one.
All right, he
Whoa.
says this. Come chase me. Come chase me in your exact voice.
Ooh.
That is satisfying. All
I
right.
don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all, says the one behind you.
Can you blow up their tokens again? See what
Yeah, I'll put their full picture in chat.
Right. Well, start with a spiritual weapon, I guess. It's gonna
That's
be
gonna
on that one
miss.
there. Pretty sure it misses.
But I will bring your weapon in. You can put that where you want it.
Oh, sorry, that was on that guy there.
Okay.
Sorry, just fixing my spell slots here. Okay, that's right. And then I will toll the dead on the one to the south of me.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw, huh?
Yes, DC 15.
Oh, dear.
All right.
19.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I gotta hit the end.
All right. This guy is going to use his action to try and break free from the ice because there's nothing really else
Okay.
he can do. It's a
Yep.
strength check.
I think it just breaks. I think it's relatively flimsy. You just have to actually take the
You
effort
just
to
have
get
to
rid of
use
it.
your action. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna use his action to break free, and he's gonna come right up to the cart, and he's gonna try and like snap at you through the thing. Obviously, he can't actually. This is just flavor. He can't try and bite
Sure.
you. But he's like poking his nose through that little bit of canvas that you moved aside, and he's like,
Hmm.
and that will end his turn.
What do I do? 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 What do I do?
I get the feeling you might not know what to do.
Yeah, I can't imagine why you get that idea. Okay, Lunara is just like, what the actual fuck, and is going to, she like radiates this aura of darkness from her, and her eyes glow, and she looks at this creature like, you fucking dare? Seriously? And is going to use Cause Fear.
Oh, cool.
And I'm actually going to uptick it. I'm going to tick that up to second, targeting. Must be within 30 feet of each other. So yeah, I'm going to target the injured one. Actually, no, the one to the south of me. Do we want to do that? No. Okay, we'll do this just the first at this one that's closest up to me. That's the only one that's really directly in her eyesight at the moment. So, Cause Fear.
Okay. So he's got to do a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Yep.
And I need you to do a con saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy.
It
With
fails,
bless.
and it is frightened of you.
Con save with bless. Let's go. That is an 11.
Oh, not quite enough.
Damn.
Motherfucker.
You are poisoned.
Ew.
So we will put the poison condition on you, and on
Mhm.
Krata, I will put the feared condition.
Okay. And then I'm going to send Quoth in to this one here to provide the assist action to Harry. Actually, no, we'll
Okay.
send him on to that one. Send him to that one. He's not been hurt as much.
Okay.
So yeah, that will be my turn. So that's end. Okay.
You know what? He is coming for you, Wade.
Yeah, that was the point.
You get him away from the camels, and he tries to snap at you with his teeth.
That's it.
21 for 8
Eight.
piercing. And then he rears up on his hind legs and he slams his hooves down on you for 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's a lot of damage.
Hmm.
And that will end his turn. Adriel, I need a constitution save from you, please.
What? Okay. I'm going to.
Plus bless.
Yeah,
plus,
yeah,
plus.
you blessed that.
16.
Adriel, you are fine.
Oh, phew.
The stench of the Lucrata gets in your nostrils, but you're able to sort of like breathe through your mouth and pull up your kerchief around your nose, and it's not so bad. Ladara looks like she's gonna puke though.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm going to have to turn it up a notch. Hopefully I'll hit them. Use 2 sorcery points, and I'm gonna twin my chromatic orb again, but I'm gonna upcast it
Oh, okay.
on the top one first, and then the bottom one second.
Okay.
That would be disadvantage, isn't it? Because it's a ranged
Oh.
attack.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
You're right next to one.
Oh no. What
Do you
did
want to rethink?
Sorry, my dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, that changes everything. Okay, so I'm going to I'm gonna instead of using 2 sorcery points, yeah, I'll still use the 2 sorcery points and use Quicken Spell.
Okay.
I will Shocking Grasp the one to my right.
Cool. Okay.
15.
15 hits. Plus 4. Yeah.
Giving it
7
7.
lightning. Nice.
I will move off. And then I will
Nice.
use the bonus action to cast the Chromatic Orb at the one at the bottom.
Cool. All right.
Alright. And I'll cast that one.
Took a little bit of strategizing, but you got there.
You got that. Yep.
Ooh, and you hit.
So that was second.
You would have had advantage on that attack as well.
Oh, should I roll again?
If you just do it, yeah, just do another d20 and see if you get a 20, I guess.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Check for the critical. Thank you.
4.
Yeah, well, worth a try.
Okay.
So 24 lightning damage.
Nice.
Bzzzt.
These guys are just getting like lightning balls in the face.
Mhm.
Oops, let me. Gonna move a little bit so I'm not right in their way. Oh wait, that's too far. So I already took 10 getting off. 5, 10, so I get about there. All right, and that's it.
Okay. My Lacrata is going to lunge forward. And he is going to snap at Magnus here in the back. So I got a bite coming at you, Magnus. 15.
Does not do it.
Alright. And here come the hooves. That's not gonna do it
Yeah.
either. It's awkward. It's an awkward position because like you're in the wagon, and so it's like rears up and it tries to slam its hooves down on you, and you just sort of like push it back out of the way. That will end his turn. And Wei, I need a con save from you, please.
Or 9.
Dear, you are poisoned.
Level 13 can't come any quicker.
Mm.
Even Bless wouldn't
actually,
save you on that one.
No, not level 13. Was it level 10?
Can you roll your bless, please?
Oh, right.
It actually might matter.
13.
You're not poisoned.
Hey,
Aha!
at level 10, monks become immune to poison and disease.
Oh yeah, eh? Well, you got a little ways to go yet.
A little bit.
I can poison you for a little while. A little while, yeah.
Cool. There, let's see. I move 15. I'm gonna try one of my new little things. Try to do a little bit of battlefield control here. It's a long description. Bear with it. I'm gonna go for the. I'm gonna try to lift them up, slam them to the ground, like force them prone.
Cool.
Now, I was thinking to make it so when I had that particular node, that particular section of mine, I was thinking like telekinesis, and I forgot to put in like roll. It's a contested roll. So do you want me to do that, or do you want to just switch it to a strength save instead of just strength check?
So it would be like a kind of like a grapple kind of deal. Is that the idea?
Yeah. So I modeled it after telekinesis, which is the wizard or the spellcaster would make an ability check with their spellcasting ability contested by the creature's strength check. Right, and if you win, you can telekinetically move them or whatever. But I kind of forgot to put that in. It was kind of that same idea, but of course monks don't really have a spell casting ability. They don't cast spells. So I was
You
thinking
do have your key points do have a save characteristic though, don't they? So you can use that.
DC 13. So I was thinking if you just want to switch it to a strength save.
Versus your I'm actually happy with either way. What do you guys think makes the most sense?
I think a save makes sense against your monk DC.
against his monk DC. That makes sense to me too. Are you cool with that, Chang?
Well, yeah, I was the one that proposed it at first.
Sorry,
chaos.
I'm reading I'm trying to read the spell to wrap my head around it. Yeah, let's go with that then. So the strength save versus your monk DC. That
Yeah,
makes sense to
13.
me.
I
Okay.
just switch the text now. Ah,
Oh.
Oh.
man, monks need
let me
better
just check.
DCs.
Mm.
Okay, that's my action. Bonus action. Thankfully, I still have one. I did spend a key point for that, so key field attack. I'm up close, so I'm just gonna do a regular two-handed
Nice, that's gonna hit.
for 9. And I'm gonna run down here. I'm gonna keep because I can.
Keep moving him around. Okay.
Yes, I can. Let's see. Come on, come on.
Okay, Magnus.
I'm assuming you need a Constitution save.
Yes, I do, please. You. Yeah, I need one from you, please. Sorry. Oh dear. Okay, poisoned.
And do I get the
Actually,
sense
do you?
these?
Oh, you're not
No, go
blessed.
ahead.
It's just them.
Yeah, it's just them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, do
I'm
you
getting
get
the sense that these things are undead. Yes.
No.
No.
Uh,
They just smell like they're death.
They seem evil. Monstrosities, one could say. But not undead. They are very much alive and stinky.
Well, I will move the spiritual weapon there and make a swing with that guy.
Oh, just misses.
Should have blessed myself. It's terrible. Rolling like garbage. And then for my action, I am going to channel divinity for the Twilight Sanctuary. And end my turn and give myself. Was it
1d6 plus cleric level.
temporary? Yeah. So
Yep, 1d6 plus cleric level, yep.
Cool.
So this one
Alright.
has to use its move to get away from me.
Oh, it's not the regular frightened, it's a different frightened?
I think. Hang on. Oh no, it is just frightened of me until the spell ends. Yep, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so it can't move any closer to you, and
Yeah.
it has disadvantage on its rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is going to attack you with disadvantage.
Okay.
So here comes a bite. At disadvantage. Oh gosh, it's still gonna hit.
Oh god. I am going to silvery barbs that because fuck you. Using one of my free one a day silvery barbs from my Fey Touch feat.
All right. So here's my damage. Is 6 points of
So
damage.
roll that again and see if you hit.
Oh, sorry. Right. Sorry, I thought that negated damage, but it doesn't.
No.
I'm doing it again. Hang on. I'm having a moment. 15.
15 will hit me, unfortunately. Yep.
Okay. So we'll
6
go with that.
piercing?
6 piercing, yeah.
Okay. -6. And I believe I was holding. Was that concentration? Yes, it is. So I'm gonna have to make a con save. Oh boy. Please don't suck. It's a 16, so I think that's enough.
You have disadvantage. You're poisoned.
Saves? Poisoned. I know it's ability checks and attack rolls. I didn't realize it was saves too. That's.
Oh, you're
kind of
right. It's
fucking
not
horrible.
saves. It's not saves.
Thank fuck for
I
that.
apologize.
That would
yeah.
be miserable.
So you are good there. You're holding on to your spell.
Mhm.
I'm going to attack you with Who's with disadvantage. Oh my goodness.
Fuck me. Okay, yep. Cool.
10 bludgeoning. I don't know how it gets its
Ow.
hooves through there, through that little thing.
How is this happening? How are you managing this? That is a 10. DC was 10 or half, so I
10,
just
10
made
or
it.
higher, so you just make it. Yeah.
Okay.
You take a bit of a hit. It sends you reeling, but you hang
Yeah.
on to it.
Yeah.
And that ends the creature's turn. You are no longer poisoned, but you do need to make me another
Yay.
con save.
Okay. That is a 10, so I'm poisoned again, right?
You're poisoned again.
Yay! Okay. So
Don't forget to take
first
your
things first.
temporary hit points at the end of your turn.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I will take. So it's D6 plus.
4.
Do you want to roll the D6?
Sure. It's at the end of your turn, though. Keep that in mind.
Oh, it's at the end of my turn. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'll do that at the end of my. Okay, so I'm going to get 8 temporary hit points at the end of my turn. I'll put them on now because I'm not going to do anything that's
Sure.
going to result in getting hurt.
I was gonna say, as long as you
so
stay
she-
within 30 feet.
Cool. 30 feet of you. Cool. Okay. So I am going to use my bonus action to Misty Step. Well, Misty Step to use Raven Queen's Blessing.
Okay.
And Misty Step 30 feet to stay within 30 feet of you. So I think it was there.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. And then, so that's my bonus action taken. What am I doing as an action? I need to hurt this thing.
That was actually really
10.
clever because it can't come to you because it's afraid of you.
Yeah. You ain't coming closer to me. And then she is going to blast at it, obviously with disadvantage because of poison. Actually, do I have something that will cause it to just make saves? Yes, I do. She is going to mind sliver it. Ignore the saves. Let us stab it in the brain.
Okay.
So a DC 15 intelligence save, please.
And the frightened, does that affect saves?
Don't believe it does. No, it just has. Actually, let me double check what frightened is. Frightened 5e. Give.
Ability checks and attack rolls.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the save is fine. So it is going to do its intelligence save here.
Yep.
They are not the smartest of creatures.
Cool.
As
Yeah, 10
evidenced
points of
by
psychic damage.
5. So awesome. 10 points of psychic damage.
And minus 1d4 from its next saving throw.
Okay,
And
Oh.
then
I'll put a,
Quoth.
I don't know, that on it.
Quoth is going to continue to provide the assist action.
Okay.
And then that is my turn.
Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Okay, so this necrotic cannot reach away. And he's been smacked around by Adrian. So I think he's...
He hasn't been smacked around by me.
Oh, no, he hasn't, because he's
I'm the only one that hit him.
You're the only one that hit him, but he can't.
Did he not get? He got blasted by Way with the split spell, but not
Oh,
like in close range.
I
think.
think he's going to go for the cart. He's going to come here.
Oh.
That's what's going to
Oh
happen.
boy.
Because he can't reach away, and wagon looks tasty. So yeah, he's just gonna try and attack Magnus.
Not enough.
Missing an 18.
Not enough.
Missing both times.
Wow.
Can I get the fireball spell template?
You sure
Do
can.
not set the cart on fire.
I'm not gonna hit you. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
No. You misunderstand. Magnus doesn't care if he's on fire. He just doesn't want the cart on fire.
Oh, is there,
Yeah.
I can't grab it? I thought
Oh,
we
you
could.
can't grab it?
No. Do I have to
Oh.
be on a certain level? I can't do that.
No,
Are
you
you-
don't. It is just hang on.
You just put it in our
Fireball.
journals. It's like
Yeah, that's what I'm
Hmm.
doing.
I
Let's
don't
see,
think you're
upstairs.
going to be able to cast that without hitting Quoth as well.
No, I was gonna move
You-
it to one side, to the right side. There it goes.
Can you move it now?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there, like that.
Oh, oh wow! What a neat shot. You could move it up one more, for certainty.
oh, that's
Although that-
clipping. That's
That is clipping the cart. That is
It
true.
clipping the cart.
You probably want to move it like
Uh,
away from you one.
And then I can only hit
hmm.
one of them.
I don't think you're gonna hit the cart with that like
Awesome.
that.
Thank you.
That's a pretty fantastic shot. Yeah, look at that. That's nice.
Mm.
mathematical.
So yeah, I come.
Okay.
So I'm gonna come
so-
over here. Wait. And then yeah, I will shoot that template at them. Or fireball. I'm gonna do my thing again, where I'm going to quicken it.
Okay.
So I use 2 sorcery points.
What's your DC?
DC will be 15.
Okay. And you want to roll me up some damage here?
Yeah, I'm trying to. How do I? There we go.
Oof.
29 damage.
Oh,
Oh, I got one success.
Oh.
Hmm.
And then I will shoot a lightning spark at the other one to the left with a 12. Wait, yeah, 12.
12 doesn't. It ducks behind the cart and you just miss it.
Now, just a quick question: which one of the two saved? Because one of them has a -4 to saves, doesn't it?
oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good
This
point.
one here has a -4,
Minus D4 or whatever.
minus D4. Yeah. It's not.
I don't know if there's a way to tell. Let's do. I'm gonna roll it.
Mhm.
-2, so he would still saved.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. And I guess that is my turn.
Okay, good turn. They are all pretty darn injured. I guess Magnus. No, you know what?
Bring it on.
I can reach away here. He leaves. You can get an opportunity attack if you want, Magnus.
I cannot because I do not have my Warhammer equipped.
Awesome. Then he just turns and charges at Way. He's tired of being on fire. He doesn't know that turning and charging Way is a foolish idea. And he bites at you, Way. Oh, hitting for 8 piercing.
Okay,
And then he comes at you with his hooves.
that's a miss.
But you see those coming a mile away. And that ends his turn. And now you are up. You've succeeded on your con save, so you don't need to make me another. Anything? What do you want to do?
All right, maneuver here real quick. 15 feet, still in its range. Let's just get the chat. Well, these guys are pretty strength-wise. They're fairly strong, so that's a crit.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, it is.
Or 20.
How'd you kill it?
This my sword just goes. How do I say this? Parallel. It just slices it in half
Awesome.
from
Okay.
head to back, from his nose to his taint.
Got
way.
it. Does it have that moment where you just like slice and everything looks fine, and then his top half just like slips off?
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
pretty cool. All right,
Okay.
team.
And
Let's
you've got
stay out of range a
movement
little
and
bit
another
here.
attack.
Left one. Stay at
Mhm.
range here. I'm actually a little hurt. I'm pretty hurt now. No, that is a 13.
And that misses, yeah. This guy's
13.
hanging in there somehow.
Mm.
Flurry of blows. Same guy. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
One of them hits.
Hey, yeah.
10.
How'd you kill it?
Right across the jaw, just with a punch.
Awesome.
I guess
it's
Magnus
just
would
enough.
see it. Magnus would see, like, has Magnus seen? Really? Yeah, I think you have, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen you using your echo ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first combat you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is me.
Okay. Good turn. 2 down. Magnus, you are no longer poisoned, but I do need you to make that save.
Sure. I'm just gonna move my thing before I forget. There we go. Save.
Nice.
Okay, no longer
And-
poisoned.
Guess I will. I don't want to like overdo it for this thing. I'll just toll the dead at the one that's next to me. Where is that here? I hate it. Some of these are on one page. Some of them are on the other.
Mm.
DC 15 wisdom save.
Okay, and that's obviously on the only one that's left. He
Yep.
is doing this as a normal roll. He fails
For 20 necrotic.
for 20 necrotic. How do you kill him?
Probably just wither him into dust.
Badass.
Just,
Very
yeah, he
nice.
bangs the front of the shield and it makes that gonging sound again. And you just watch as he withers away.
Okay. Yeah, he just he is, you guys like just handle these things. It's you take a little bit of damage. I think Wayne and Lunara took the brunt of that, but Lunara, you start, once they die, that stench seems to sort of decrease somewhat, and you
Yeah.
feel much better. They're pretty foul creatures, and once deceased, you're able to just sort of like move the bodies out of the way of the wagon and continue on your day.
I think
Um,
as the others are moving them away from the wagon, like Lunara will be using prestidigitation like repeatedly. Like even if there's no signs of them there, she's like, oh, this is horrible. Press.
Awesome.
Once
Yeah.
everybody gets back onto the cart, I'll probably kind of stand over everybody with my hands raised, and I'll start saying a prayer, and then I'll put my arms down. Like, wait a minute, Idril, do you want to lead the prayer, or do you want a prayer from Ilmater? Because his tend to have some healing abilities.
He says,
Oh, shots fired.
So does Gorms. And he says, Gorm blesses you to Lenara and heals her 6.
Well, then by all means, I'll allow you to handle this.
I'm
With his
healed.
healing hand.
Ah.
Oh my god, I love that.
But yeah, then I'll still use prayer of healing for everybody.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like it's gonna be a contest whose god heals more.
Thank you.
Well, it's up to 6 creatures for, what is it? Oh, it's instantaneous, yeah. Just takes me 10 minutes to cast it.
Yeah.
Mine's instantaneous.
Okay, so feeling much better, feeling very prayed over. The group is able to continue on your journey, and we are gonna fast forward to basically 10 days after you left the pyramid to you guys arriving in Bralazar. So I'll leave you guys on this page for a second. Go ahead and long rest your characters. And welcome to Bralazar. Welcome back to those of you who are from here.
What a pretty
Ah.
city.
I couldn't find one, so thank you, Incarnate, for having desert buildings I could use.
Oh my god, civilization.
Right, let's...
Yeah, I think as we're rolling up, Magnus will probably stand up in the back of the cart and just be like, "Ah, home sweet home." You can smell it from like 4 miles away.
You're from here too? Well, I say
Born
from
and
here. I live
raised,
here.
sort of, more or
Oh.
less.
Oh. Idea of what you could do, Kirsty, for the
Yes.
numbers on the map. You could add them as tokens and then have the label for the
I-
description of what they are, because we've got
I
the hover over.
started doing that. So like if you hover over number 1, it does that.
I don't see it.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing changes for me.
See and edit.
We might need to be able to see.
Yeah, I do have see and edit on
See.
there.
Hmm.
It might need to
No.
be controlled by. I'll figure it out.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did have it set up for number 1, but I didn't. Which is why I did the handout at least. So at least you've got that.
Yeah.
The numbers and what.
Yeah,
And I will get that working for next session.
that would be super cool. Yeah.
So yeah, welcome back to Bralazar. The city is as it was. It looks a lot cleaner on this map than I would like you to imagine it as. It is a dirty, nasty city that is full of people trying to scam you, people just scratching out a living here. So it's a very rough and tumble city. I'm going to give you sort of a brief overview. I'm also going to give you guys the option. Those of you who live here, you can pick a house, and that will be your home. And we'll add that to the map. So if you just want to, like, I don't know, draw an X or a circle or something around it too, once you've picked. The big thing of
Lunara's
note,
library needs to be here somewhere as well, to be honest.
it is. I believe it is number 16.
Strawgat's library. Okay, yep, 16. Cool. Cool.
So
And
it's in
I
the
just
rougher
did-
part of town.
Yeah,
The way that
I just
this
need a
is
building for my guy when you get a chance as well.
for Ilmater, you mean?
For Ardeth.
Oh, he has one also, which I didn't write down on the list. I did make him one.
Okay.
I'll add that to the list. Yes, he was. I thought I was going to put him at number 8, but that was the Merchants Guild. I think I wrote over his place because I think my plan had been to give him number 8, and I think I gave that to Merchants Guild instead. So we'll add him in. Things of note in the city. First of all, the Sun Palace, Qashir al-Shams. I'm using like an Arabic translator, so my pronunciation is going to be abysmal, but I'm trying to get the right vibe here at least. So Qashir is palace, and al-Shams, Google Translate tells me it means Sun Palace. Or Palace of the Sun, and that is where the person who is in charge of this city lives. You guys wouldn't have any reason to interact with that family at all, but you would be. Their place is by far the nicest place in the city. There's water and greenery around. You know, things that are very difficult to find in the desert. Another place of note is the bazaar. This is where a lot of the traveling merchants set up their items. There's a lot of trading that happens here. The bazaar is really the heart of the city. There are constantly people in and out and around. It does sort of close up at night to reopen in the morning, and then probably the entire city sort of shuts down kind of mid-afternoon when it's hottest. But the bazaar is really, it's a good place for getting information. It's a good place for getting wares. It's that place that is connected to everything else. There are slavers here. there are, and it's sort of the norm. It is not
Mhm.
in this part of the world. The Merchants Guild is probably definitely biggest guild within the city. They have several buildings, including a camel stable. They've got their own sort of like headquarters, which is right next to the palace and is almost as fancy as the palace itself.
Mhm.
Just a little bit smaller to kind of, show the appropriate amount of reverence while also showing how the important power.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is noisy. It's probably more than a little smelly. Camels on the streets. Streets are thronging with people. Um, it's just that place. The sort of north side of the city is where a lot of the nicer buildings can be found, and then the sort of more slummier district is in the sort of south, I guess, northeast and southwest portions of the city. A lot of these little homes are interconnected. You notice that there's these boards. A lot of the boards, like you can walk across the roofs of a lot of the buildings. Think kind of like Aladdin, at the beginning of the movie where he's running across all the rooftops. And these are multifamily dwellings. For just one of those little squares, there would be multiple families or very large families living within them. Everything is packed quite tightly in here. And then the fancier part of the city, there's more water around, there's plants, there's all that kind of stuff. And that's where there's the noble people live.
Mhm.
So, the other thing is, because Chris, we did about it, the racetrack, I think, would be outside of the city limits. The city is a walled city. It's protected by the wall, and the racetrack would be probably to the south of the city.
Yeah, I sort of figured as much. Makes sense.
So you guys pull in through, I guess it would be this gate down here. While it is a walled city and while it is a gated city, it's not really, there are guards that guard the city walls, but they don't really restrict people's movement in and out. There's not a lot of reason for that. Oh, the other thing we need to talk about is citizenship. Being a citizen of the city gives you certain perks that you don't have if you are not a citizen. And I think the only person who took that background is Magnus. So Magnus is the only citizen of the city at this point. So Magnus has a little bit more status than the rest of you here.
Okay.
I paid all my bribes for the year.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Speaking of, as we get close to the wall, Magnus produces from like his pack just a little half mask that he puts on over his face. Just kind of covers the lower half of his face.
Cool.
Mhm.
Is like to prevent diseases, or is it more?
It helps
Like-
prevent untimely death in the city.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll keep my distance from people.
Okay. It's tricky to do, Adriel, but you do your best. Like I said, there's lots of people in the streets, but you avoid as much as possible. And where do you go when you get here?
I mean, we're riding our cart in, right?
You are?
Yeah. So okay. You sound that far away for the people. As I look at Lenara and Magnus, so where to?
Well, we want to visit Magnus's master, and we want to visit the scholar. Go to Magnus's master first, I guess.
Magnus, lead the way.
I mean, couldn't hurt to get the scholar's information. It might better brief us before we go see. I don't really want to go to the master with the lack of information that we have at the moment.
Okay, then yeah, let's go to the scholar.
Okay. Oh,
One
this
of
is
those.
the bit of the
Come
campaign
to
that
your
I'm
boss with solutions.
like,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I can say I have a sneaky feeling they might be the same person, but let's go see.
What were you saying,
Alright.
Kirsty? This is part
This
of
is
the campaign.
this is the part of the campaign that I'm like afraid of because there's just a lot for me to get wrong. So I
Too
want to
many
make sure I
things.
don't.
Cities are
Too
the
many things to go
worst.
off the rails.
Mm.
There's too
It's
much
just
happening.
and because I'm combining and homebrewing stuff, there's a lot of things I could misspeak on.
Well, we could always just decide to open a tavern instead.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you also know we won't know if you misspeak or not, so you can just keep playing by ear.
If you need to retcon something, retcon it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I might need to retcon things, but I'm gonna do my best. Okay,
Mhm.
so you guys go to speak to the Martech scholar, who lives at number 5 here. This is he is the astrologer. He is a man of wisdom within the city, and his name is Aman Al-Rakib.
Could I get that? Yeah, please.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Come on.
My PDF.
I
of
imagine
this
like I
module
would have.
doesn't- Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, on.
You would have.
I was going to say, I imagine I would have had some conversation with him before, as part of like my, as part of the prep for the trip, potentially.
Probably yes. He is, like I said, he's very well known in town. He is. A lot of people go to him for readings before traveling, just to make sure that the way is safe. And he is also just like a known wise man, so he's often got good advice. He would probably have supplied you with maybe some of the healing potions that you bought. So yes, you would be familiar with him, and he is an older man. He is his shop is quite curious. When you go inside, it is just jam-packed with things. Magnus, being a larger person, it's probably one of those shops that like you're terrified to like breathe in case like your shoulder hits something and it goes careening off the shelf. Because in addition to it being jam-packed, it's full of like glass bottles and things.
I think for her own amusement, if he's looking a little nervous about walking in, Lenara would kind of turn to Magnus and go, "Don't touch anything."
I'm trying to think if Magnus is the kind of person who cares. I don't think he
That's
is.
a good question.
That's
He's
the question. Like, if
Totally
you're not,
fine
then
with being a
he
bull in a
won't
china shop. He just kind of walks in.
bother. Okay, then she will not bother.
All right. So yeah, inside, like I said, cluttered, full of glass bottles and things. It's also full of like magical things. Sort of the more street magic than anything that would really be like, ooh, that's like that. Curios, things like a rope that when you play a flute will sort of move like a snake, a cloak that billows in the wind, like that kind of stuff. There's also little items on shelves, like those like birds that like dip in their heads in water and just continuously bob, and those little pendulum things that like the clicker clackers with the 5 balls, and you set one going and they go click click click
Newton's
back and
cradle.
forth. That's it.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things. And it's just jam packed with stuff like that, and wind chimes, and sun catchers, and just all of that kind of stuff. And the
Magnus's
old
eye
man,
is definitely caught by that cloak of billowing because he's just thinking, how could I fuck with Adriel with this? I could buy that cloak and pretend I have godlike wind powers.
Amazing.
Adriel's not even paying you any mind.
No, why would he? He has no interest in mere mortals.
So the man sitting behind the desk is he looks sort of like old and frail, but he's got like these really piercing eyes that just sort of seem to like see through you, see into situations, and definitely the mind is behind those eyes is extremely intelligent, extremely alert, and he says, "Greetings, welcome to my shop of curios. Come inside, come inside. Oh, Lunara, pleased to see you again.
Hi, Aman. It's good to see you again. Has been a while.
Indeed. How was your journey? Did you find it successful?
Mediumly successful.
Medium is better than lack of success, so I'm pleased for you, I suppose.
Thank you. Appreciated. I've come to hopefully get some information.
This is a
Unsurprisingly.
shop of information as well as a shop of curios. What would you like to know?
Yep. Specifically Martek related.
Martek, the great wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he has been dead for 1,000 years now.
Yeah.
What is your curiosity with Martek?
So he created some items that can how do I put this? Hold powerful creatures.
Oh,
We need to know where we might find some of them.
Sorry,
rare
Kirsty,
information indeed. Yes.
Just
go ahead.
before we go too much further into this conversation, does Magnus know what this guy's reputation is in the city?
Oh, good question. Go ahead and give me a, let's call it a, I don't know, what kind of roll do you want to give me?
Oh, I mean, it would either be insight or history, probably.
Yeah. Pick one and roll it. And you can have advantage due to your knowledge of this. He is known for being wise. He's also known for being a haggler. He gives something away for free. He's known for being cunning, and he's been known to be a bit tricksy with people. If he doesn't, he's been known to sell a fake potion or two in his time.
But he's definitely the kind of person that you don't want to give information that you don't want the whole city to know, right?
Yeah, he would definitely sell any information at the right price.
Okay, so I definitely would have, before we walked into the tent, I would have just mentioned that to the group. Like, don't say anything in here that you don't want everybody and their brother to know.
Yeah, Lunara would be most likely fully aware of this kind of reputation. She is being careful.
As I'm wearing my gold mask of the Brotherhood.
I was gonna say. Meanwhile, Adriel's like, excellent.
Remember, I'm also
Let me tell you about Gorm.
I'm also wearing the Brotherhood robes because I did put those on a while ago. And
Yeah,
I
but at
was,
least that kind of stuff can be explained away, like, oh, we found some relics at the dig site, kind of thing.
well, don't ask him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail things. I just
No,
needed to-
not at all. That's information for you.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have discussed before we came in.
Okay, so yeah, you've asked him about these gemstones and saying that you need to know where they are. He looks at you and says, "Oh, you seek these items, do you? For what purpose?"
How's she going to react to that, knowing what she does? For study.
I see. Well, I may have some knowledge of these items that you speak of, but knowledge is not free.
It never is. What do we have that we could trade? We conveniently came across some artifacts of the culture that you might be interested in.
Artifacts? What kinds of artifacts? And he's kind of like looking at this. It's an interesting mess.
To the party, this is something maybe we should have discussed before if we came in here. If you have a look in the party loot, I've divided things up into sections. And I'm looking through the valuables section and thinking like the signet and chain of office of Alexander might be worthy trades. Because they're only circa 200 gold each, and it's a reasonable like intro offer.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be worthwhile. I think he's going to want to deal in information more than he's going to want to deal in valuables. But
I mean, it sounded
obviously
interesting.
Magnus has no claim on any of this stuff that's here. So, other than the cigarettes, you try and give away the cigarettes, he might kill somebody.
No, you've got those already. They are out of the. They're in the misc items assigned to you. Don't worry. So yeah, Lunara will take out the signet ring and the chain of office.
Oh, these are interesting items. May I examine them?
Of course.
He looks them over and says, "Kleine Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
I think perhaps your encounter was more of a success than you let on."
Lara smirks.
Is this King Alexander's ring?
Mm-hmm.
Was it you then
I do not know what you're talking about.
who broke the seal?
Lunara looks around at the party to see how they're going to react to that.
Seal at what? What are you talking about?
Magnus has made it a point since he walked in to not really be a part of the conversation. He's just been slowly like circling around the tent, looking at the curios, but he's strategically trying to place himself behind the guy.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was kind of looking around the shop as well while they were talking, but I guess
Sure.
if I had heard him say that, because technically it was I who broke the seal. So, I just look over at them, and I look at Nanara and Wei to see what their kind of reactions are to that question.
As I've answered.
What did you answer? I'm sorry.
Seal at what?
Oh,
With
seal
ignorance? Feigned ignorance?
I
don't know about feigned.
Responds.
Is it just him and us in this tent?
Yes,
Okay.
at the moment
Mhm.
that you're aware of.
Yeah, that's part of what Magnus is circling around for too. He's, any kind of like folds of fabric that are covering areas, he kind of just peeks behind.
Peeks and checks. Okay. You do find yourself to be alone. Although there is a parrot that sits in the store also. It's very clearly a familiar. So he sort of looks at you, Wei, when you say like seal of what, and he says, I see. Well, you have set great trouble upon this land. I know of the star gems. And as he says this, he starts like taking the signet ring, the chain of office, and he's sort of like putting them under the counter. He's clearly taken your
Mhm.
your wares. There are 5 star gems that were created by Martek. They say they protect a great weapon. A weapon that can be used to put the creature back in its place.
Mm. Okay.
They also
Do the
say,
tails. Sorry.
They also say that the creature is not the only thing that was bound by those gems.
Oh boy.
There is another.
Of course there is.
But it is not as bad as it sounds. The other was summoned, created, brought here to fight the first.
Oh, okay.
You see, when Martek realized the power of the creature, he knew that no one could take the creature alone. So he summoned a creature of great strength to help it fight, to make the creature weak so that he could seal it inside with his star gems. But it is said in order to defeat the creature, you must free the other and find the item of great power.
Where do we find this
Okay.
other creature?
Inside the other star gems. I do not know which one houses the creature, but one of them does.
Is there any detail of where the star gems were hidden?
He gave them to people for safekeeping. Who he gave them to, I do not. One clearly was given to King Alexander.
Hmm.
I would imagine other great civilizations at the time, he spread them out. Because when the seal is broken, the creature's power will not be at its fullest until each of the gems are broken, the seals are broken, and then the creature will be.
Okay. So is it trying to break the seals itself?
I do not know what the creature would do, but that seems logical.
But we need to break the seals to banish it ourselves. Fun.
Correct.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, Lenara will be taking notes of this and trying to think of other civilizations of the time, trying to come up with a short list of other civilizations that she might know. It's not going to be easier for her to do because she's a very focused historian.
Mm-hmm.
But what other great civilizations were around at the time?
This is where the DM starts to panic.
Mhm.
There were many. The city of Pazar was known as a great civilization. The city of Phoenix. And of course, the cursed city of Stone.
Oh, that one sounds fun.
I mean, out of character sounds better than Phoenix. That place is hot as hell.
I've been to Phoenix and I loved every minute of it, so I will not hear any further slander.
I mean, I've been as well, but it was February and I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Mm. Actually, I went in February and it was lovely, but yeah. But then again, it was snowing here, so it was only ever going to be an improvement. So that Phoenix is in some kind of arid zona?
I hate you so much.
Yeah, she makes some notes of the thing. Thank you for your assistance. Is there anyone else that might know stuff that could help us, or might be studying adjacent subjects that could help us?
No one I know of, but should you, I am a scholar of Martech, so should you need assistance in using this, or assistance in deciphering anything he may have left behind, you know where to come.
Thank you. Quick
For a
question.
fee, of course, my friend.
Of course. Other quick question while we're here and dealing with this. Should we say have captured something else in one of the gems? Will that creature be freed by us capturing Calatharius? Or can we kind of add it to the tab? Because
I would have to
don't
look
want it
into
to be.
that. I think you should be able to capture them all together.
Okay. That is good to hear.
After all, there is another creature bound inside the star gems. I do not see
True,
why a
yeah.
third could not be inserted.
Okay.
He looks like
That's
quite
good to know.
intrigued, but like about like what you've caught.
That doesn't come for free.
But that's the thing, he doesn't ask.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that information. I think that's stuff we can bring. We can bring forward. We might come back to you if we have anything else.
I look forward to speaking with you again, as always, Lunara.
Likewise.
And his eyes kind of like watch Adriel. He spent a lot of time kind of like Adriel that he's quite intrigued by your attire.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's not asking. At least
So
not yet.
what do the robes look like again of the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood robes are, I think they're. Let me find the right page here. Bear with me a moment. He was in tier 2. Blue tunics.
Okay. Because he's going to use prestidigitation to add the color gold to a little bit of it to make it more look divine.
Cool. Awesome. Just a
With his gold mask to match his gold mask.
awesome. Okay. Yeah, so the Martech scholar, he seems like I said, he seems quite intrigued by, even as he's speaking with Lunara. But he hasn't said anything directly to you.
Yeah, I don't say anything as we walk out.
Okay. All right. So you
Okay.
have gained a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, once we get out of the tent, to just turn to Lunara and say, "Ah, classic Bralazar. Only person in possibly the whole world who knows how to use these star gems and put this evil back and won't help us stop the world from ending.
Oh no, of course, yeah, that's pretty
unless we
standard.
pay him."
Yep, that fits, doesn't it? Quick question while I'm looking through the gear. What armor are you wearing, Magnus?
I am wearing splint armor.
Splint armor, okay.
My end goal is to buy plate, but I do not have enough money for plate.
Entirely fair. Splint. Oh, 17, okay. Okay. If you ever want some lighter armor, we've got a +1 chain shot in the party loot that you could grab. You would like the only one In fact, the only one we've met that can wear it. So yours to use if you ever want it. But obviously, if it doesn't fit with your plans, don't use it.
I mean, what's the chain shirt AC at?
Let me
Nah,
just double check
it's a
that.
little low for my liking.
Low,
My
yeah,
whole goal is
yeah.
to get to 20. I want
Yeah.
that sweet 20 AC.
I wouldn't object if you
Uh,
decided to go with some lighter armor.
No, we'll keep him in the heavy armor. That's absolutely fine. I will take since there were no grabbers for it before. I will grab the wand of paralysis that's in there.
Sounds like no
Okay.
objections.
No?
Sounds,
No, that's what I have.
sounds-
That's,
No,
I
you have the
that.
wand of secrets.
No, I
you
have
have the
the
wand of
wand of
secret.
paralysis as well because the queen gave it to me.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll give that to you. Okay, I didn't mark that down that you'd taken it when.
When I laid her in her coffin,
Adriel.
she handed it to me.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, then I'll mark it down. Fair enough. All yours. Never seen you use it, so I didn't
No,
think
I
you had
haven't
it.
used it yet. I thought about it a couple
Yeah.
times.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, I guess head on to your master then. We know a little bit more than we did before.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us some place to start, and I'll
Yeah.
start winding our way through the streets to his abode.
Okay. So I have made the Temple of Ilmater here. I added it to your map. And it is it's a fairly simple temple. There are not a lot of worshippers of Ilmater here. In fact, it sort of stands out as being a bit different. Ilmater's not really a god in this region. Probably not something that ever came up too much other than an oddity are from the
Mhm.
city, or like Lunar and Adriel, although Adriel
You're
nomadic
cutting out
tribe.
quite a bit, Kirsty.
am
I
I?
thought it was just my internet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, this
No,
is the
it's
thunderstorm
it too.
affecting my stuff.
You're cutting out
It's
mid,
not picking up.
like
You gotta speak a
mid-sentence
little.
every now and then.
Speak a little closer to the microphone.
I'm like super close to it. Is this any better? Is that stopping cutting out?
Yeah, it's better.
That's better.
Seems better at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So the Temple of Ilmater would be a little bit out of place here, but not so out of place that it would have sort of raised any flags for you. But now you know that this is a secret order. It kind of maybe makes a and so you arrive at this town.
Yeah, you're cutting out again. Sorry.
I am. Darn
Hmm.
it.
All right, you might want to disconnect and reconnect, maybe, see if that makes any difference. Welcome back. It's fine with like
Okay.
short bursts, but it's when you speak for a longer period of time, it just sometimes goes, nah, I'm going to stop listening right now.
Okay, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. How was that? Did that cut out?
Nope.
No, that kept it.
Awesome.
I think it's because your voice activity might be a little too high. Like
Yeah, your gate might be a
threshold
bit
to-
too high on
the
the...
threshold to pick up your voice set a little bit too high.
I can try and fix that.
Yeah, you on Discord, you can do it through voice and video.
Yeah.
Check the input sensitivity.
It's up quite high. It's at like 80%.
Your activity?
Well,
It's
the
at
voice
8.
activity goes all the way up. So the input volume I have at 80%. What if I bump it up to
No,
100?
it's not the input volume. It's not the input volume. It's the sensitivity further down.
Oh, I have it automatically detect it.
Yeah, don't do
I
that.
would switch that off. Yeah, switch that off and put it somewhere around like minus 90, minus somewhere in that region.
Nah, not
And then
90.
you
You don't need 90.
Nah.
Like 70s.
Okay, it's
70s
at
fine.
73
70s.
right now. Is that any better? I guess we'll find out as I
We'll
keep
find out.
talking.
Yeah, we'll find out.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, actually, in
So
fairness,
we'll-
I've got mine low because I've got the noise gate, the AI noise gate on mine. So yeah.
I had to I had to play with some of the settings just because of the microphone. So I don't know, maybe I bumped something. Okay. We will test this out and see how it goes. So yes, you enter the Temple of Ilmater, and it is It is quiet in here. It is also it's fairly peaceful. There's not a lot of people in here, so you get away from the throng of the city. It's also a little bit cooler in here. It's quite a shaded building, and Magnus, you know that the priests actually have some spells set up that help just kind of keep the temperature down a little bit in here. So it's a lot more comfortable in this place than it is in most of the other places in the city.
We got central air up in this bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the forefront is sort of like a small shrine to Ilmater, and then there's sort of like a back door that you go through into sort of the living quarters of the temple, which is really just occupied by your master. And I don't know if you live there with him or if you have a separate place where you live. I'll leave that up to you.
Sure. When we first entered the temple, any new faces that I don't recognize?
It's empty when you first enter it.
Perfect.
There's no one here.
Magnus takes his mask off, and as we pass by the shrine, he'll just go stand in front of it, clap his hands together, grab one of the incense sticks, light it, and place it in the sand.
Okay.
Whereabouts was this on the map, sorry?
That
17.
is number
South of
17
the
right here.
17, right, yeah. Okay, yeah, the key on the handout only goes up to 16, so.
I did change it, but you probably need to close it and reopen it.
Alright, let's have a look. There we go, yeah, okay. Cool. Ilmater. Now I also know how that's spelled.
Yeah, and then we'll probably just head back into the living quarters.
Okay, so you head into the back, and as you go into the back, your master is coming out. He's obviously heard movement in the shrine, and he's sort of getting up to go and greet whoever's there. It doesn't happen a lot that people come into the shrine, so and he moves a little bit stiffly. He's an older man at this point, but he's got the physique of someone who has probably spent a lot of their life in combat. He's quite fit, even though he moves fairly stiffly, and he definitely gives the impression of strength. He is he's known as Ardeth Bay. I'll leave it up to like Adriel and Lunar if that's someone you would have heard of or have met before. Obviously, Magnus knows him, and Way, you're a newcomer here, so you don't know anybody.
Nope. Just the way I like it.
Could I get that name in the chat as well, please? So I can.
You sure can.
I like being the fish out of water. Or out of sand in this situation.
It is kind of nice because when we were in the underground, I was like, I don't know anything, and I don't need to know anything. This is great.
Adriel would not know him. No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Does Adriel spend a lot of time in Bralazar? Because you sort of live with the nomadic tribe,
yeah,
right?
I was with my nomadic tribes, yeah.
So probably like maybe into the city every once in a while to purchase items, but
yeah, I was always on my spiritual quests.
yes, right. Reading all the
Lunara
signs.
might have seen him in passing,
Yeah.
but like doesn't really know him closely.
Not someone she would have interacted with much. Okay, cool. That
Probably
makes
not,
sense.
no, unless he came into the library to ask for something. But
Probably not.
yeah, fair.
In fact, Lunara, he's got a little bit of his own library, and you're seeing some books in
Oh,
there.
a competitor.
You're seeing some books in there that like you haven't seen before.
Ooh.
And like specifically about Cynodycia, some really ancient books that presumably have been recopied. They don't look like originals, but like books from that time period.
Ooh.
So Magnus, he's like I said, he's standing, he's on his way out as you walk in, and he says, "Magnus, you've returned with friends."
Yes, unfortunately, not new converts, but they are looking for guidance.
Well, I'm always happy to provide guidance, especially to Magnus's friends. Please come in, sit. Let me offer you some hospitality. There's some. He starts goes over to like the little kitchen and he brings out some like sweet tea and starts pouring glasses for everyone. Here, drink this. You must be very hot.
was gonna say Magnus will take over serving, I think.
Okay, awesome. He gives you a sort of a clap on the shoulder and says, "Good lad." And sits down in his chair, and he's got like his chair, and you could tell it's his chair. It's like it's one of those chairs that like has like the ass mark of the person who sits in it all the
Has
time.
a butt groove, yeah.
Yeah. And he settles back down in his chair and he leans back and he says, "What guidance can I provide to you?"
I mean, I'll just turn to Lunara as I'm like pouring the sweet tea and be like, "Look, you have a better grasp on what's going on right now than I really do." And I'll just turn to Ardath and be like, "Shit's fucked."
I see by your friend's attire, and he looks at Adriel, that you are not the only one who knows the way into the Lost City.
I thought this thing was supposed to be secret. Everybody seems like everybody here knows about it.
I
It's
also
not
thought
a
it was
royal
supposed to be
secret.
secret.
We set out about a month ago on a mission to try and discover the city that clearly you knew all about, and we could have walked across the street to ask you for.
Yes, I'm well aware you were looking for it. I did my utmost to
Yeah.
make sure you didn't reach that destination.
Well, bad luck, Putty. We found it.
And
un-
is it as we feared,
unfortunate-
Magnus?
I'm assuming you haven't seen the giant creature wandering around in the desert.
I've had dreams.
Yeah, no. As I said before, shit's fucked.
Well, guess what? Those dreams are real.
That is concerning,
Yep.
but not unexpected.
Well, we would like to do our best to unfuck shit.
As you should, if you
And-
are the ones who destroyed the seal and brought this upon us.
Nora kind of looks over at Adriel and kind of smirks a little bit. But yes, we kind of. I'm sorry. I was just imagining. I've seen the compilation. Seeing you read that of him doing the like the questions that sits
requisite.
down, asks the questions.
Yup.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you like to ride a bike? Have you ever lost money on a bet?
Have you ever released
question
an
of-
ancient evil on the planet?
Yeah. Well, now you mention it. But yeah, we need like we're flailing out a little wildly, and would like as much information as we can get to try and unfuck this.
Well, I can tell you this. The seal has been broken, the beast has been unleashed upon the land. You will need to gather the other 5 star gems and the weapon.
Yep. The weapon is the other creature that was contained,
No,
or oh, okay. There's another MacGuffin. Okay.
the the other creature that is contained will hold the creature at bay until you are
Right.
able to acquire the weapon. Martek protected it by giving the gems to multiple people.
Yeah. Do you have any idea where those other gems might be, or where we can start looking?
Yes. The tomb of Amon-Re.
The tomb of Amon-Re.
Bloody hell, another bloody tomb. Want to go underground and smell the putrid air and fight mummies.
Amon-Re was one of the people who was entrusted with one of the star gems.
Wait,
Okay.
don't tell me. It's a cursed tomb.
I do not know about cursed, but I do know that anyone who had one of the star gems was told to protect it at all costs.
Right. Yeah.
Amon-Ra would have had it buried with him, and he would have protected it with traps, both magical and mechanical, monsters, creatures.
Well, I suppose that's better than a curse.
There may be curses involved, I don't know.
Oh, wonderful! That's an
was-
absolute repeat of what we've done before.
It was very important that the star gems did not fall into the wrong hands and someone foolishly set the creature free.
Yeah, so very important.
It's okay. It's okay though, guys, because we have a god. He can get past all the curses and traps.
I'm just wearing
Lunara
I'm
likes
just wearing
more
my mask, so you
drink.
can't see anything on my face. I'm just wearing a gold mask.
Magnus just assumes he's getting like the death stare.
Lunara literally almost chokes on her drink at that.
I'm also
You-
just
you
doing my
got
own
her good.
thing, like looking around and going up to things, touching them, just looking at people. I'm like wondering why you guys are talking most of the time.
Sure, absolutely. And he doesn't seem to have any objections to you doing that.
Would I know where that tomb is supposed to be?
Yes.
Yay.
Deep in the desert.
Oh, good.
Or does it? Right. Can the next gem be hidden, like, by a beach or something? Or, like, nice white sand?
We've got sand. We've got
Like-
sun. What more do you need?
No, it's like pina coladas, margaritas, stuff like that, you
Well.
know? Coconut drinks.
What are those?
Rumor has it that the tomb of Amon-Ra was a
Is a
great
paradise.
oasis within the desert
Oh,
at one
wonderful.
time.
Oh, cool.
Is
Sounds
Whether
great.
those
is
waters no longer are there. Sorry,
is-
go ahead.
Is Nure, is that a religious, like another god of some sort?
No, he
Oh,
was
okay.
actually a ruler of a city.
Okay. That was-
They might have worshipped Gorm there.
So would he know anything about this? Like if he did a history check, I guess. Because he
yeah,
is
go-
proficient in religion. That's why I was asking if it was a religion thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, go ahead and give me a religion check.
18.
Yeah. Let me scroll down through my PDF here
Just
to
through
give you.
his traveling around about another lost city or tomb.
Mm.
Just curious.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a. One moment here. Let me find the right place. You have heard that the tomb of Amon-Ra is actually attached to an old temple. And it was once a temple to Gorm, but has since been plundered, and rumor has it there are people who live there now who worship different gods.
So once I hear that word, yeah, I just kind of, as I was doing my own thing the entire time and ignoring them, I just pipe up and say, "That is where we need to go next."
Magnus
Yes.
definitely just kind of like looks up at the ceiling and goes,
You get used to it.
That is our path forward.
Okay.
Well,
Now,
we know-
Ardeth, just a quick, like, big scope question here. If by some chain reaction of miracles we manage to trap this thing again, Do these star gems need to go back to the same places they were before, or can they be relocated?
Once the creature is trapped, you may put the star gems wherever you feel is safe, so that the creature may not be released again for another 1,000 years until some fool sets them free.
Bottom of the ocean sounds like a.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say, if we're powerful enough at the time, then like other dimensions sounds good.
I mean, the
Well,
good news is we don't have to kill your dwarf friend.
Bonus.
Okay, so I think we are going to save game here. You do have a destination in mind for somewhere you can go next.
Yep.
You can spend some time in the city at the beginning of next session. I will, by the way, just so you guys are aware, I don't mind if you want to spend a day in the city and do some research and find out what you're potentially up against when you travel to the locations of the star gems. You can certainly do some checks, and I will have information to provide to you.
Yep, I would like to find out as much as I can about where the star gems are and what we need to do and so on. Yeah.
Magnus would definitely push for a day in the city or two because he has some errands he wants to run.
Yeah. So while you guys are on a timer here in terms of this creature that is wandering around, it is probably smart to prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
This campaign doesn't get any easier. So knowing what you're going into will definitely be a bit of a foot up. So it might be faster to take an extra day in town and do some preparations and that kind of thing. And there is more information that this fella has for you, but we're already over time, so I think we will save game here and we will pick up with next week with you guys spending some more time in the city.
It'll be the 15th rather than next week.
Right, that's right. We're not playing next week.
Yeah.
So, oh, good. That gives me more time to set up, which I like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I am also, so I have, I don't know how much it's going to impact you guys. I have a vacation coming up. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So I'm off between the 10th and the 21st, but I'm actually not going anywhere. I'm going to stay here and just like get a bunch of stuff done on the house. So that won't affect our Saturday games. I will be here and able to play. In that time, I might try and run some one-shots. I might try and do like one of the new 5e, no, not 5e, one of the new D&D games as well and try and play test some of that material.
Okay.
And then the week following, I'm actually doing 4 days of night shifts.
Oh boy.
Insane. But it's Monday through Thursday, so I will be fine to play on Saturday morning. So we will be all good there.
Okay. Obviously, let us know if something changes that. Like if you need to take a break, you need to take a break.
I don't think it'll be an issue with this game. My Monday game is probably going to be the biggest one impacted. Yeah. So do keep an eye out. I'll be posting on the like the general channel here or One Shot Land if I'm running any one shots.
Yep.
And yeah, keep an eye on that space. And I will see you all in 2 weeks' time.
Awesome.
You guys will have to let me know how that new D&D stuff plays.
Yeah, I'm curious, especially with the new changes that have just come out. We did do one right when the first set of playtest material came out, and it was really hard to kind of judge because it was so limited in scope. But this has a lot more stuff, so
I haven't been tracking it for the last little while. The last thing I remember reading was the wild shape changes, the original ones, and I was like, "Those are stupid. I hate that."
Yeah, they fixed those. The one I posted.
They pretty much had to.
Yeah.
It was
the latest one is on. The latest one's on general chat. If you want to have a read through it,
I may give it a download.
Posted it back a couple of days ago on the 29th.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw read the monk section. Still terrible. They didn't really change anything.
Shadow Monk is really good. Shadow Monk has got a big buff. Yeah.
I still feel like the Laser Llama's homebrew thing. Homebrew monk is considered still the most balanced.
A little bit
That's
better,
not-
yeah.
That's not weak, but not too strong, not too weak, but still strong enough throughout the levels, and you're
Mhm.
not going to feel like you're falling behind with how
Yeah.
he did his stuff. I was going to ask about it, but I was like, I'm already doing a homebrew subclass, so I'm not going to push my luck as it is.
You know what? Like with this game, I'm not minding the homebrew stuff. So
Yeah.
Keep it coming.
I just need to find
like to
some
have a read
homebrew
through
so
it, but-
everybody else can take over all the healing, and I can just do all the other fun stuff. All these cool
Yeah.
spells that I don't want to cast because I have so few spell slots.
That's the trouble, eh?
Well,
It's the one thing I hate about playing a cleric. It's like, oh man, I'm like the last line of defense kind of thing if stuff goes bad, so I can't use cool spells.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
we
healing
have
potions, I
potions.
guess.
no, we got potions.
Yeah, we got potions.
I'm actually planning to buy a few more, just in case.
We definitely should. Yeah, we should top
It's a
those.
smart idea. Everybody should have at least 2 on them.
Yeah.
Oh, me, I got 4. I had 6.
I have 2. I should get 2 more.
I have none, so I need to get some.
No,
I
we
just
we can
I
do
want
that
to see if I can
before we leave.
source some chariots to make transport faster.
Okay,
Awesome.
that sounds good.
Alright, guys.
All right, I gotta go to
Bye.
this pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
So everyone have a good
Enjoy.
one.
Fun.
Yeah, have
and
fun, Christmas.
see y'all
See you in
next
a couple
week.
weeks.
Oh,
Thanks,
2 weeks.
Kirsty.
See you in a couple weeks. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.